We live! What's good, everybody? It's Game Talk. I'm your host, Gangster. I'm here with Brimstone.
Hi, guys. My name
Rev
is
Tech.
Brimstone. And I'm
The cake is a
drinking
lie.
It is so a lie. And my boy, Blue.
How dare you make a Steins Gate reference?
But
Terrible,
that's where that's
Blue.
from.
Terrible. No, that's not what that's from.
I thought that was. I thought it was
No,
from a really bad dub of it.
It's from Portal, dude. It's from fucking Portal.
Are you sure?
I've not even played Portal, and I know this.
Where did you get your weed from? You
Right?
Dante. Hi, Mr.
No, 'cause I remember-
Cheezel.
I remember hearing that line from, I think it was a really bad dub adaptation of Steins Gate. That's why.
I mean, maybe not.
Look, if I wave my hand across my face, can you see me?
Oh, God.
Wait, is it China New Year's on Overwatch right now?
Yes,
It is.
It's the New Year in China.
I guess. What year is
What's
it?
your
What year of
sign?
the
What's
cock?
your zodiac sign? Let's spin the wheel.
We should roll in there with my Liberty Prime robot.
Let me go pour my beer out for my homies.
Non-negotiable. Democracy is non-negotiable.
Let me go pour out my water, for my homies.
Are you gonna crack a cold one for the boys?
For the boys, dog. But if they're not around, is it still really a cold one?
Fair enough.
If you hear something drop in the forest, do you really hear it?
I mean, that actually does apply. Do you hear it? Wait, we're playing comp?
No, it's quick play, bro.
Yeah, we're playing comp for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
Hey, Brim, you should be a healer.
Why? We got Mercy.
Fuck, never mind. I was hoping maybe it could be a DPS or something like that, and then it's like, oh no, we have like.
What
a
are you
million
trying to
of
say,
people.
Rev? Shit at Mercy? What are you trying to say?
Yes, I'm saying you're bad. I caught you. That's exactly what I'm saying, Rev. Right there, you
Damn.
can expose me.
Well, I know who I'm not healing right now.
We need one more tank, Brim. I'm gonna be
No, we
junk
really
rat.
don't.
This fucking guy.
Terrible.
I like how we just started just to bitch about Overwatch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
So those PlayStation 5 leaks, man. The
Yeah,
price,
boy.
Yeah,
how
actually
much are
looks
they looking
good.
at for money?
$4.99. The whole event got
Ew.
leaked on the internet.
No.
Four-
Remember, wait, $4.99 is not for the base model though, or whatever the lower model.
No, the base model is $445.
Or 445. Okay.
Still, ew.
It's
And it's a square
performance-
box now. It's not a V-shaped anymore.
Oh, it's
Then
no
a vacuum.
longer a Roomba?
Dude,
No,
That's good.
I'm for real on this, right? I think this is some 4D chess shit on Sony's part. So they didn't know whether people would like their fucking their new design or not. So they released the dev kit look and gauge people's reaction, and then now they're changing it because nobody liked this shit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I'm not sure about that. I think they might just fucked up.
They did say Resident Evil, new Final Fantasy remaster, the 7 will be showed off. Some sci-fi game by Naughty Dog. And
There's a
then
bunch of new
including in
games.
those
I need healing.
We'll get to see what Godfall looks like. We'll get to see
finally.
Jesus, shit.
Oh shit, I'm gonna die.
I mean, honestly, like when you guys mentioned all the games in the leaks, I'm actually kind of looking forward to them. That does sound good.
Godfall, I'm still kind of confused as to what this is about.
We'll have to wait and see what.
We're
It looks
also
like
getting
Anthem
in
so far.
return. We're getting Zero Horizon Dawn on PC on Steam.
Yes, we are.
They said
We're
it's
getting
supposed to
on the
come
better
out at the
platform.
same time as Death Stranding, so that's a good thing.
That'll be
I mean, I'm
nice.
probably not gonna buy Death Stranding, but Horizon looks very good, and Bloodborne on PC now looks very plausible. So, yeah.
I'd be happy with that.
Well, if Microsoft's getting into the PC market, might as Sony get in there. and join
Sony's
in
like,
on
might
it.
as well. I think they should
Oh.
do what Microsoft's doing, or just
Or
go.
why not just make an
full-
app of their own already and be done with it? You know what I mean?
I disagree. I think they should. I think they should stick to Steam.
Oh, release an app of their own so I can get my trophies. So I can get my achievements.
I can't believe people actually go all on for those achievements, dude. I'm sorry.
Supposed to like getting achievements, man. Especially when I'm playing with Brimstone, Gears 5, I like to get those achievements every once in a while. Make you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
nothing
know,
wrong with achievement
It
hunters,
reminds
man.
us about how much the community doesn't really play their games, even though they hype up that shit.
Right.
Yeah, because you Xbox guys don't play games. I know that much.
Yeah, save the PlayStation guys.
Fuck.
I don't know about PlayStation guys.
I do.
Hey man, with this PS5, am I gonna wait in a waiting queue for 5 hours?
maybe like you guys can joke about all you want, but I actually think PlayStation 5 could be good.
Yeah, I mean, good specs.
Like I was shitting on, I was shitting on Sony last week, and that's fine. But it's like I think PlayStation 5 could be good.
I don't think so.
Yeah, with a touchscreen controller.
I think you guys are so. I think Brim, you're so blinded by your Xbox fanboyness that you can't tell.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I own a
No.
PlayStation 4.
Oh,
sir.
you cocksucker!
Yep,
Sorry.
same. And I got to see that waiting queue sitting there on stream with Brimstone.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If Sony has a better lineup of launch games than Xbox, I think Sony can get the.
Don't
the
matter
edge at the
because
beginning.
with Trump's Sony, like Microsoft said they're not coming out with first party. What
Fuck
they
this,
said was at
Lucio.
launch they're not really gonna have first party, but if they partner up with Steam for your game library baked in on Xbox and Epic, I mean that's a win-win.
I mean, it's good they're doing Steam. They should just ignore Epic, but that's, I guess, personal opinions there.
I don't care. It's just more offering for the gamer on Xbox. That's what I like about Microsoft. They're going outside the box and partnering up with people.
Well, it does make a lot more sense for Xbox since they are, Microsoft based and.
Well, these consoles are like PC gaming stuff now at this point.
Yeah.
They might as
Like I said,
do it
especially
anyway.
with Microsoft because everything's Windows software and shit. So.
Yeah, I
Right.
know. No one has Linux.
But now we just need Now we need Sony to follow suit. Like, come on, guys, just start fucking.
I would like to see if they do it right. It'd be cool. Is if they do remote play for Steam on the Xbox, that would be cool. And that's how you would play your games in conjunction with your PC.
Cool. I don't know. I'm actually a bit more optimistic when it comes to games for PlayStation, because for better, most they'll probably come to PC, all of them. So.
Well, it's looking like, yeah.
Which is the right choice, by the way.
I
know,
would say
like.
so.
I think it's just a win-win all around for us gamers,
Oh,
It's
fuck
a win.
you, widow.
It's a win for play. I wish he had Rambo still here because he's a PlayStation guy, so he can definitely add on to it more than me. But it's just a win for me because I get all the games on PC now.
Right?
A Brimstone froze on my end.
His house
yeah, he
is flooded.
did.
He looks like
Oh,
he's
shit.
praying.
He's praying to the sun god.
Oh, did he lag out of game? I died because there's nobody around me. Yeah, he lagged out of game too. He must have
Shit.
dropped out.
What's up, JC?
Yeah. Did Brim lag out?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh. Have to wait till he gets back on. Maybe his computer crashed.
He's just
It-
got a better
It was the Sony gods.
Yep. I mean, fucking. He started talking
He should have
shit.
seen that heresy.
Yep.
Oh no, I had a PS4. I waited in the waiting lobby for too long, so it went bye.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Microsoft. It depends. Like, let's say if PlayStation is a better lineup of games for their console. and
I
they
will
all
say
run
this:
PC
I'm
shit.
not. I've not been a Sony guy since the PS2. So
PS3. I dug the PS3 both from an architecture standpoint and a game standpoint, but I don't know. Like, yeah, PS4 was kind of lackluster. I will admit. And
Yeah, it did better than the PS2 now. Apparently, sales number wise.
what the fuck?
I think it sold more than the PS2.
Shit.
oh shit, I revived the wrong guy. My bad.
Oh fuck it. I'll
I'm
just
pretty
leave it
sure-
like that for now. I don't give a fuck.
I'm pretty sure the PlayStation 4 sold more than the PS2 though, gangster. So I don't know about that.
You pretty sure what?
PS4 sold better than the PS2 now. Like sales number wise, it trumped it.
Then the PS2.
Yes, I am pretty sure.
I want to see some numbers for that, dog. Fuck.
I remember last time I checked, the numbers were showing this, and Sony said it themselves.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'd have to see numbers because, as far as I knew, the PS2 was still the most popular console ever created.
PlayStation might have trumped it. I don't know, man.
You mean the PS4?
I said PS4 too. PS4, yeah, tism.
Yeah, like I said, show me the money.
All right,
Look it up, man. Well, when we're not in a game.
I'll look it up later. But what's with this whole CD Projekt Red versus the Witcher author going on right now?
They were having an argument over licensing, and that was one of the, like, they don't want to make any more Geralt stories, but they were planning on doing more Witcher stories. Shit.
Brim, you're
Welcome
live.
back, buddy.
Hey, gotta love that PC life, dog.
Right? So, the Witcher
Did
3...
you crash or did you die? Your internet die?
No, it crashed. I was in the middle of like Overwatch with you guys, and then it just went.
No, like let's go back to the Witch thing.
So anyway, yeah, the creators, the CD Projekt Red was in an argument over the creator of The Witcher 3, Andrew Sapkowski or whatever his name is, because he was pissed off that he didn't make a good deal.
He didn't realize CD Projekt Red would make 3 Sleeping Giants.
No,
Of
yeah,
games.
he underestimated the pull of a Witcher 3 game, or excuse me, of a Witcher game. And when he made the contract with CD Projekt Red, I believe it was a straight fee, not a percentage based. And so he was all bent out of shape because The Witcher 3 was just an enormous. What the hell was that? Was just an enormous success. And he didn't get to see any more money from it because it was an enormous success, and so he was all butthurt about that. And so they were renegotiating. Yeah, they were renegotiating the terms of the contract for more Witcher games. So apparently I'm fine with that too. Like I said, there aren't going to be any more Geralt stories, as what they say. Because they just they want to leave the actual Geralt story as Witcher 1, 2, 3 and just cut it off as
His
that.
story ended after Blood and Wine, so.
Well, they could continue it, but like it'd be hard to.
It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, because Ciri's story and the Wild Hunt and all that, that's all over. So it kind of that's kind of like the end of his big contribution
that's the end of
to
his
the
story.
world. Yeah.
So Brimstone, do you have anything to add on that PlayStation topic? Because you lagged out.
I didn't really get to hear everything about the PlayStation stuff. Like I said, my computer just went down. I don't know why.
All right, then let's just go back to that. Then we'll go back to Witcher.
Well, what'd you guys say about it? What'd you guys leave off on that topic?
Everything was announced for their February 5th event. I guess on 4chan, a credible source leaked out everything on 4chan for it. It's going to be $445 for the entry level model and $500 for the high end model. And it's gonna.
The pricing isn't. I said you at that, but like I don't really mean it. Like the pricing for it's not that bad.
It's supposed to be in the ballpark of an Xbox Series X or high end model.
Really?
Yeah. The other model, what they were showing is the 9 teraflop version is going to be their entry level.
Which makes sense to me because 9 teraflops is about 580 performance, which is pretty good for an entry level console, and then 12 teraflops, which is more, that's not quite Vega or 1080 or 2080, but it's it's high end for a console for sure. So I can see that working out. That's not what I wanted.
Their controller is going to be a touchscreen controller.
Oh, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
And-
roll select. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. We shouldn't even be searching. Like I canceled the search.
yeah, you need to put it on arcade and go to classic. It's
I know,
probably
that's what I had, but for some reason I canceled the search and now it's telling me I need to change role. I don't want to change role. I don't want to fucking. There we go.
So I don't know,
There we
dude.
go.
I thought like Sony was always trying to like.
and now they're going from the V shape to a mini box kind of deal. It looks like a bigger version of the PlayStation Slim model, just a tad bigger.
I honestly, dude, like I want them to do well, but I don't know, dude. Like, are we gonna experience the same bullshit that we experienced with the PlayStation 4? Like, you know what I mean, Rev? Like, you and me experienced some pretty shitty shit for that thing.
Well, it's
like,
coming out in October, in the mid of October. It looks like we're getting no surprises at the event. To me, I think Sony's going the way of cell phone companies, manufacturers, I should say. So I don't think they're gonna, the reason for E3, they're gonna do 2 events. It looks like August and it looks like February. So I'm not really surprised what Sony's doing.
right.
Now the games they're talking about is, Godfall, I believe that's what it is. An IP from Naughty Dog, a space game they've been working on for a while. Probably Last of Us in between all that. Games are getting delayed.
Yep.
Cyberpunk just got delayed.
Cyberpunk, the
Doom.
Final Fantasy VII remake, and Doom Eternal, and then another
And,
fourth
and
one.
the Avenger game looks like
Yeah.
it's going to be coming out just before these consoles get released.
Wait, the Avenger game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one
one
that
that's-
Crystal Dynamics is working on. The Tomb Raider developers.
Oh, I didn't know they were working on one.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a whole complete story.
Well, shit. I hope it's fucking good. Tired of these
I hope
hero
so, too.
games that come out, dude. I like everybody overhypes these hero games, and when they finally come out, they're okay.
Well, it looks like it's in good hands with Crystal Dynamics.
What do you mean? What hero games are we talking about? Because the Spider-Man PlayStation game was great. I'm not sure what you're smoking, Brim.
If that's all you think that's ever been released, sir, then you are seriously mistaken, and you are smoking some crack, dog.
No. All right. What other hero games come out?
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
See, there you
Yep.
go.
Oh, that.
There's been a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a ton, dude. Yeah.
The last few Spider-Man games have been just god awful.
Which ones? The Sony one was great. I'm not sure about the other ones though.
you lucky
The
fucker.
Activision ones were horrible.
Watch that Reaper
Yeah.
behind you, bro.
Yeah, good. Also, the Activision
No,
ones
no,
are terrible.
no,
Also,
no.
Activision lost a license for Spider-Man, I think. So
The
Did
last
they?
X-Men
No, wait a
games
minute,
were
wait a minute.
horrible.
Hold on. I thought Spider-Man was one of the few that wasn't included with Disney's purchase of. Oh damn, we're gonna lose that.
the game rights wasn't included with the original Disney purchase and all that stuff.
Yeah, wasn't Spider-Man part of that?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I think Sony has Spider-Man now. Actually,
Oh,
they
do-
have the
oh.
rights. They have the rights to make Spider-Man games. They have the rights, but
Right,
Marvel
right.
still
Just
doesn't
the
those movies.
games. Yeah, yeah. So, but it's still with Sony.
It was Activision, I think, who did the last ones, but I don't know, man. It was confusing because it was like Activision, but Sony's like, what's going on there? I thought Spider-Man PlayStation was like really
The
good.
Superman game over the years, man, have been just awful.
I don't know.
It's hard to
I think
it's hard to make a Superman game though, because like he's invincible. Like, how are you supposed to fight henchmen if like unless all of them have
I mean, just to further Brimstone's point, there's been a lot of superhero games that just missed the
Also-
mark or been shitty.
the
yeah,
Arkham
I mean,
games are great. All of them. All 3 are great games. The Arkham games.
Arkham was good. I'm not saying everything that's ever come out is bad, but I'm just saying there was a lot of games that have been released that really missed the mark and they were overhyped by the community.
The,
Like,
the
for
games that you
instance-
mentioned were like sounds like Marvel versus Capcom. I said
Jesus.
Capcom type stuff. That's what I think you're talking about more than just superhero games generally.
No, no, I meant like Ultimate Alliance is a shit game. Like I thought Ultimate Alliance was gonna be better because it was supposed to be.
The third one is the first 2 were great. The third one was terrible. The Nintendo Switch version,
And
they're
see,
still fixing.
I
they're
thought the
still
first 2
fixing
were
bugs.
trash. I didn't like the first 2.
You didn't like the first
Reaper
2?
teleporting left.
No. I thought the first two were
wow.
garbage.
I played the first two a lot on PS2. I played that with a group of friends. I thought it was fantastic. But you got to remember, I was a kid at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's all good. I mean, everything.
Plus, Batman games. It's been pretty iffy with Batman games. Like, there's been some good ones, but there's been some pretty crappy ones too.
Well, look at the Batman Origin that came out on the Wii U, and you didn't even get all the features that you're supposed to get.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, but that's on the Wii U, and
true.
It doesn't matter what platform it's on, Blue. They didn't fucking complete the game, dude.
All right, then you wanted them to port the entire game onto that hardware that was the Wii U.
Bro, I'm telling you,
they were charging $50 for that game.
They charged full retail, dog. Like, come on, man. You gonna tell me that's okay because it's on an inferior platform and not give us an entire experience that was promised at a
Hey, Brimstone, you remember they were showing off feature with the tablet that you could do?
Exactly, that's my point.
Remember the boomerang that you were supposed to throw, and they never included that in the game at all?
Yeah.
The batarang that you were supposed to throw with the controller.
Yeah, but I don't know why you're putting so much stock into like.
Putting so much stock? I'm talking about basic common sense, dude. There's nothing about stock in this. I'm talking about basic bullshit that should have been included in a game on the experiences,
or shouldn't have been
promised.
Yeah.
That should have never been made in the first place.
Sure, but also Rocksteady has been like probably the best with Batman though.
They may have been the best with Batman, but they didn't treat all the platforms equally like they were supposed to as a developer.
All right, what do you want? Obviously, they messed up by promising like stuff for the Wii U. But what could they have done? Obviously, not promises.
Finish the fucking game that they promised, or not promised?
I don't think they could have done it on the. Yeah, obviously, I shouldn't think they should have promised it because I don't think you could do like a Batman.
Well, that's here. No. Okay, that's fine. But then they should have come out and said, "Hey, look, guys, we're really sorry, but technical limitations are preventing us from delivering all we promised. We're gonna release it at a discounted price."
No, and you know what they did? You know what they did too? They promised updates to fix it, to bring those features, and they never did.
Yeah. So.
And they were still charging towards the end of the life of the Wii U full price for that game.
Yeah, that's really shitty of them. But I will defend them on the whole like Wii U not being a good like platform for it.
But again, then they should have come out and said that.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you there, but it's like whatever, I lost.
You know, I mean, yeah, it's
like Batman games, but you were saying Batman games in general have been iffy, like all.
Well, no. Over the course of their lifetime, like, you know, there's been a whole bunch of just mediocre or worse Batman games. Not that there haven't been great ones too.
Go look at a retrospect online of Spider-Man and look at the progression between the games. If you look in between the games, you'll find out half of them were horrible.
Yeah, like Spider-Man 2, good. Spider-Man 3, bad. Amazing Spider-Man games, all of them suck.
Oh, damn it. We're not facing them again. Fuck, I wanted to face that Reaper again.
Same with Batman. You'll see the progression.
Like a lot of people like Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. I just thought it looked shit. Like I thought
that wasn't Spider-Man to me.
Dude, I had all my friends loving that game. People were like trying to hype that game up to me. I tried it and I was like, "This is garbage. What the fuck are you guys on?"
It had good ideas, but it was a shitty game.
Definitely.
Like futurist, like the best ones were futuristic Spider-Man and LA Noir Spider-Man. That was cool, but that was about it.
I felt like it was it was trying to clone Beautiful Joe.
And also
video game.
Spider-Man Web of Shadows.
You remember those games, Brimstone, Beautiful Joe?
Yeah, don't you ever insult Joe again,
no,
man. That shit was awesome.
I know it was awesome, but they were trying to clone it. It didn't work.
Spider-Man Web of Shadows, that was great. That wasn't
a bad
game.
Where I'm coming with that, the way the features were at that game.
Yeah,
Brim, did you like Web of Shadows or no?
Wait, I'm sorry, one more time?
Did you like Spider-Man Web of Shadows or no?
Haven't played it.
That was a good one. It was on the PS, I think 2 and Wii and all that stuff. It was a very good game.
That was one of the games that I avoided because, like, I was let down by so many of these Spider-Man games.
The one that Treyarch did was pretty good. Spider-Man
the PS2 one. PS2. Spider-Man 2.
Their web slinging was pretty good on that game.
And Sony expanded on it with the new one that came up for the PlayStation, which is great. and hopefully it comes to PC.
I mean, it probably is good, dog. I'm not saying it's
Not
not.
probably.
Well,
It
in
is.
the PlayStation event, they're having a sequel for the Spider-Man game. They did say that part of that leak.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I knew that was gonna happen because if you beat the game, it basically tells you if there's
And
gonna be a
which is
sequel.
cool,
So
Sony's stepping up their game a little bit. They're finally getting what the times HDR Blu-ray finally, which they should have had that on the Pro model to begin with.
yeah, I think HDR is finally gonna go out though and be on a lot of products now. Because it was like not a lot of things.
And they're bringing FreeSync. About time, Sony.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
you could have done that before.
You could have done that before. It's software. Like, there's no reason we couldn't have had that with the PS4. Yeah, but I mean, maybe they just kind of.
Now on the
It
on
was
the
kind of
render-
end of life, so I can almost forgive them.
Now the leak,
Yeah,
it doesn't
boy.
show anywhere where you can actually remove, their hard drive thing. So that's gonna probably be a feature that's gonna go bye-bye.
Wait,
You probably have to use
on the
external hard drive.
PlayStation?
Yeah, they're on the model. It doesn't even show anywhere where the where there's a hard drive
a
expansion
tray to
slot.
remove it or something. Wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna suck.
Yeah, but they said they were going to a cartridge type system, so that tells me that if they're gonna go to the way of where you could just upgrade on the fly, where you have to buy their NVMe drives.
That's gonna
And-
suck.
and
But
That
you
is
watch
classic
them-
fucking Sony, and they can eat
Right.
a dick. Fuck,
That
they're making the
sucks, but I
same
think-
mistake as with the fucking Vita, man. God damn it, dude. Sony,
Wait, what
stop
is-
this.
Wait, what are they doing?
They're gonna be doing a cartridge-based NVMe where you could swap out, how much storage you want.
But it's probably going to be proprietary Sony drives or some,
Probably.
weird. I mean, it'll probably be a standard NVMe drive, but it'll be in some weird casing or something. And eventually there'll be a aftermarket company that comes out with their own version of the case that you can just put a regular NVMe drive in it. But it's like, come on, Sony, stop this. You have been doing this shit
If they're
ever
gonna
since.
do cartridges, dude, they better do cartridge games, dude. I'd rather see them do cartridge games than fucking.
I mean,
That'd be cool
honestly,
as hell,
I
though,
could
'cause-
I could easily see that with little NVMe cartridges because games are getting to the size where they are practically the size of an entire fucking
Well,
hard drive.
Sony's already said they're already amping up the new Blu-ray dual-layer Blu-rays.
That
so
ain't gonna do
they're
shit,
all
man.
into. They're
What are they
they're
going to
all
be
into
able to
that.
get? What are they going to be able to get with a top of the line one of those Blu-ray discs? 100 gigs, if less. Like, that's not enough, man. Games these days are getting fucking huge, and that's just
My
what
thing
this
is
gen
with
is.
the new PlayStation,
Shit.
they better not sound like a fucking jet engine. That thing starts taking off like a freaking rocket ship. That's just annoying.
yeah,
It needs to be whisper quiet this time around.
I think Sony, if nothing else, I think they could pull out good games.
Oh,
This-
Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC. Nah.
Yeah, we talked about that.
The
Oh, did we?
sequel may be coming to PC too.
I think Sony's
Ooh.
probably gonna saw what Microsoft's doing, and they realize that having exclusives be on one console
It's coming
or
to
whatever
a
is not gonna
point.
work.
It's coming to a point. What's the point of owning these new consoles if you can just get it on PC at this point?
No, there is still a point.
Yeah.
Like, it is simpler to play games on a console than it is on a
It is,
PC.
totally.
So there's not. I don't think consoles are gonna disappear entirely.
Well, I know I'm
their
not saying they're
base is
dying. I'm just
gonna
saying
shrink.
at this point you don't really have to go spend the money. You could just upgrade your system and just literally
Yeah,
sit
but
on what you have.
I think that what they're doing is, I think they're just trying to give, because the more options the better. So I think if you want to play games on PC, they want you to play on their marketplace like Microsoft or
Well,
buy
my
their
thing
games
is Sony needs
also.
to come out with their own app at this
Shit.
point with their games on it, so you can just download it off there and just play with your account,
or
like
on
Microsoft
Steam.
does.
Or Steam, the better one.
I don't care what platform it is, as long as they have the
well,
games.
not
and I
enough, but that's
enjoy
all right. Get in there, guys.
I mean, I care, so
There we go. Oh, fuck you, tank.
it. As long as the games are on somewhere and I
What's
can
up,
buy
Arrow?
them, that's all that matters.
I think
Well,
it
that's
does
the-
matter though.
This is when the console wars were in full force. It made sense to have exclusives and that's the other thing, right? Up until even PlayStation 3, the consoles were not PCs, right? They were radically different. They were not running on any kind of desktop hardware. They, especially like the PS3, had completely different architecture. From
which made it difficult to make games for, by the way.
Well, no, it made it difficult to port games, right? You actually had to really port them, and it's silly that even now we still get silly fucking ports. But
is it just me? Since we're talking about Steam, is it just me? I don't like their new interface. Is it just me?
I like their new shit.
I like it.
I miss the
PlayStation?
old stuff.
You
Yeah,
can
I like-
switch it
I like
off.
the
You can
new-
switch it back though. Someone told me that you can switch it back. Like you don't have
Yeah,
to.
you can opt out of the beta and stick to classic.
yeah, but will they retain that feature
No, I'm
when-
pretty sure they will retain that feature. You will.
once
you
it
can
becomes official and not a?
Yeah, you can. They'll probably have it so you can have Steam Classic or the new UI.
I don't know, man.
Because
I don't know
think they
about
will.
that.
Tell me why they wouldn't do that.
Because companies love doing look at YouTube, dude. Why would YouTube change their shit and force you to
YouTube
use
is
it when their old
different.
shit
YouTube is different than Steam, like way different. Like how about? Because different is YouTube doesn't make any money, Pete. Steam does. So
no, YouTube makes money. It just doesn't overcome its losses.
it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't make profit. That's what I'm saying. And that's what makes Steam different. That's why I think Steam will have a classic version of the UI and the new one.
Fuck.
Because Steam has
Maybe.
always been about giving you options. So
Oh no, they've
I
been about
mean-
giving you options. I don't know. Where's my Left 4 Dead 3 that I've been waiting for?
Alright, I've given up on Valve making.
Where's my Half-Life 3?
Fuck. People.
All that money went to that stupid fucking Dota artifact game that tanked.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
Nobody
wait, the
likes it.
VR, the
God
VR
damn
Half-Life.
morons.
No,
I
no, the
think
card
they're-
game, wasn't it? Artifact was the card game.
It was a
Yeah.
card game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Valve is focusing on VR. Honestly, like to tell you the truth, I think Valve's just gonna go all out on trying to make
They need to
VR.
focus on what the fans want. They want first-party games, not VR games.
Well, yeah, they want Left 4 Dead 3. They want Half-Life 3. They want fucking Dota
alright,
3.
Alright, here's the thing. Half-Life 3.
One thing Steam's not doing is listening to their community. Everybody's just like bull-faced, like, what the fuck is going down? Like, really? A VR game, but not actual Left 4 Dead 3?
No.
Like,
I mean, do you mean
the
Half-Life
way-
3?
I'll be
way
dead
I-
and gone when they release Half-Life 3.
Half-Life
Bro,
3 is
right.
not happening. People need
It's
to get
never
the fuck
gonna-
over that.
Dude, I mean, this is my thing, right? It's never going to happen because there's no way any situation where they release any of the like Left 4 Dead 3, they could barely pull it off because it's a really simple game style. But yeah, Half-Life 3, like it would be the same situation as Duke Nukem Forever. Like it would
Yeah.
never be able to live up to its own hype ever because the hype for Half-Life 2 was just so amazing. And it's been so long, like people would be expecting like
It's been
a
over
game-
10 years since like a
yeah,
Half-Life
that people
game.
would be expecting a game that had been worked on for 15 years, and nobody ever makes a game that's looks like it's been worked on for
But a
15
Team
years.
Fortress game. Give us some first party. I want to
Sure,
see
yeah,
like,
Team
I mean,
Fortress
sure.
3, I'd be down. That'd be another one they could do because it's real simple and
I
shit.
think-
Like,
Yeah,
or go
but
get
I
some
think,
developers to do you some first party shit.
I think
Something
Valve,
new.
when it comes to Team Fortress 3, I think they're just making enough money on Team Fortress 2 where they don't really need a 3. Same with like, and especially all they do now is like with their games like Counter-Strike Go, they'll probably have a new
Dude,
Counter-Strike in the next like,
Steam
5
is making in so much money they can go hire some first party
yeah,
Friend.
they could.
teams
Yeah,
and stuff
but
and make
will
them-
they be able to like make their game good? Like, if you got some third party to make Half-Life 3, for example, will the game be good?
I'm not
saying like
I'm not looking for Half-Life 3. I used it as an example because it's missed opportunities that they've had on the board.
sure.
They
I
could
mean-
sell that they had their own consoles in play and
All right,
they
here.
screwed that up.
Here, hey Steam, you know all these fucking developers that keep leaving fucking EA, like the original people from DICE and all this shit? How about you fucking grab them up,
Make a military shooter, I'd be alright with it.
right?
I don't they have that at Counter-Strike.
Yes,
No,
but
not
it would be
really.
nice to see. I would
it's
love
a
to
way
see
different
something
game.
different.
Yeah, it's a way different game. Like Counter-Strike's more of an arena shooter. I mean, it's real simple. It's real fast-paced. It's, it's not a Battlefield,
Yeah.
right? Like I would be down for a Steam-backed like
Valve-
Battlefield or a Call of Duty title. Fuck it, man. More
I mean,
more
that does sound
competition in that
cool.
space.
Why do you
But
think
I
I'm
think-
looking forward to the shooter coming out from League of Legends guys, dude? I'm actually.
Oh, really?
Right?
Is there?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They're
could be
making
interested
a
in that.
fighter and they're making an Overwatch clone that's going to be it seems to be it's going to be a lot better.
It does sound like I'm glad the guys making League of Legends are doing that, but I think Valve is unfortunately I like Valve, but I think they're a victim of their own success.
Well, no. That's the thing. They're holding off because they don't want to be a victim of their own success.
I guess fair enough. Maybe yeah, sure, I say it like that, but it's just like think of it to them like, especially now that people got an enemy, because people really don't like not to bring Epic up. People don't really like Epic games, so it's like why would they bother worrying about like exclusives when like we show numbers that like Red Dead did better on Steam than Epic by quite a margin. So that's why Valve I don't think has to worry about it. Fuck. Which I know that sucks that Valve is probably not going to make any other games, but if Valve just continues to make a good like marketplace, you know what? I can live with that.
I think they might start making other games. They're just never going to continue the franchises that made them succeed because they don't want to fall victim to their own hype. That would be my take on it.
When they've always made a new game, they've always pushed the board. Like with the original Half-Life, Half-Life 2.
Yep. Dota.
Counter-Strike.
Gabe getting there and up in age. We'll watch when we get new management. They'll do something.
Oh,
yeah,
but management dog.
Or they might wait, right, until 25 years has passed between, since Half-Life 2 or Team Fortress 2 or whatever. So that way they have a buffer zone. Like, people aren't expecting the hype of fucking, because that's the thing. Like, 10 years, it's still kind of attached to the previous release. But if you waited more like 20, I mean, yeah, kind of, but people won't be expecting a 20-year version of Half-Life 3. You know what I mean? That's too much. Like, nobody does that. So
Hey,
I could see that happening.
We'll pass each other our old men pills to each other when that happens.
Right?
Sounds about right, dog.
I'll be right there.
Yeah,
with, hey,
well,
Blue
I'll
be up there at that point.
I'll be senile by the time that shit happens.
I listen. I
I'll
think
probably
Valve,
celebrate with Brimstone when they release the game, and I'll be like.
Also,
I'll be
I think
We'll have fucking a heart attack. We'll be senile by that time.
I think Valve would be better making a new IP than maybe
That's
a
what
sequel.
I've been saying.
Obviously, Artifact.
That's what I would expect.
But
well, that's kind of the problem. Like, one, it was a game nobody really wanted. There's plenty of card games out there already, and if you're gonna make another one, you got to make a fucking good one. Second off, it was based on another IP, so that's already tangling it up in a whole bunch of shit.
One of the best MOBAs they have.
I think is the best MOBA out, but hey, that's a matter of opinion.
What they have.
Fuck. And it's like if you go out with something like that, it's got to be spectacular, right? If you come out with a game that nobody wants, it's got to be spectacular. Otherwise,
that's the
people
thing,
don't want it.
Like, that's the thing. Nobody wanted Artifact, but it was popular as shit, dude. That had probably one of their best launches ever.
Yeah, but it was all because of the hype, right? Because it was attached to the name of Dota 2.
It went down. It went, well, yeah. It
was
attached
good
to Dota
for
2.
the first, it was good for the first month.
Their business practice is what fucking killed that game.
Yeah, maybe.
They literally killed. No, they made everything accessible through buying into it. And when they did that, they took out a bunch of shit that people bought and didn't offer them refunds. So they single-handedly killed their own game.
Yep.
They did the very thing that they were initially founded upon for not doing. And they ended up turning around and doing it. Like, come on, Gabe, you're fucking... Like, Valve was literally founded on the base principle of not dealing with pay-to-win bullshit, not dealing with shitty business practices.
And they shot themselves in the foot when they went with a Lovo for their new headset, too. Instead of going with their bread and butter, the company that kind of put them on the map for VR headset. They went with a company that kind of failed with mixed reality. No, HTC Vive was the shit. I don't understand their bread and butter. And then they go with the Lovo, the company that got voted the worst company to make a headset for mixed reality. I don't know how you managed to do that. Like, Valve makes, like, they go 10 steps forward, and they go 10 steps back.
I mean,
some of their
it's tough,
bonehead
man.
decisions.
Fuck.
It's tough, I guess.
Arrow says a lot of the original people who were at Valve are long gone. Yeah, I mean, it happens,
yeah, that's
man.
another thing. The guy the original writer for Half-Life's gone. Like, he left, like, a couple years ago. And
well, what happened? Look at their Steam machine, man. They didn't even continue that. That was one disappointment that I had with them. Their Steam Linux, they never finished. They were just like, oh, this is a great idea, and then never finish it.
You know,
And
but
then
I
they
mean,
just disband the
would it have
project.
really succeeded though?
Yeah, I think it would. You know,
I don't know that.
with Proton, you know, kind of coming to the forefront. Now everything using it. With Vulkan kind of being in the forefront of what Linux is. Yeah, I think it would have succeeded. You know,
I don't know.
I did like the idea of Steam machines.
Ah,
I just think, you know, I think it was just too ahead of its time.
I think they would have been entering into a saturated market.
A
I mean,
saturated market on what?
Steam
well,
machines.
the Steam machine would be
Well,
an
me and
almost.
you, Brim, were talking about Steam OS like, you know, months ago. They should have kept
Great
continue.
idea.
Right.
I don't know, man. I don't know because here's the thing, right? They're not going to have the exclusives like PlayStation or Microsoft. Well, Microsoft doesn't even really have them now, but I mean, especially. Oh, god damn it.
Back then we're talking about like when it,
Well,
it was
even
announced
then,
like in 2012, something like that.
they're not going to have the exclusives, and I don't know how many people there would be that want access to Steam games that aren't already on one of the other consoles, but that don't want to just buy a regular PC. I mean, that's the thing. It's competing with its own marketplace, and it doesn't have anything to offer like PlayStation or Xbox does. That's, you know.
Yes and no.
Got you, bitches!
Good
Yes.
shit.
Yeah, yes and no to that though.
Well, that's the I don't know for sure. Like it could have happened. It could have gone either way. But I see it being a problem where they are competing with themselves, and that would put them in a tough spot. Like I said, especially because it's not like they would have any exclusives that aren't available already on the PC. But you know, I don't know.
I just want to see Linux gaming get up there. Kind of tired of Windows,
I just
honestly.
saved your lives.
With
Yeah,
all the compatibility issues at times.
It'd be nice if Windows, like if there was competition with Windows now, that'd be nice.
Well, there's always been
they
Linux,
need
but
that.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's not really. I mean, if it was, that's not really competition. It's gotta be a centralized OS. It can't be another open source fucking nonsensical bullshit that has like 30,000 different distros on it. Like, it's gotta be a centralized OS, and it's gotta be something.
Well,
something
it
that can
doesn't have to be
handle all the
centralized, but
APIs.
somebody needs to make a centralized one that is specifically designed for gamers, because that's the problem,
Yeah.
right? Linux doesn't have the compatibility and the support for everything that gamers need. There still isn't full support for things like Steam games. There still isn't a lot of support for a lot of the drivers that people need for hardware, for video cards and sound cards and shit like that. And again, yeah, a lot of that is because of the how Linux operates, and that it's, all different distros and shit. But yeah, if somebody could come along and really focus on a good Linux distro that was specifically designed for gaming, and did things like, put high priority on making Steam games compatible, making all the hardware people need compatible, that would be awesome. And I'd switch to it in a fucking heartbeat, because as much as I like Windows 10, and I do,
So do I.
it's just not great. It is what it is.
I
And
think
that's,
Windows 10's great.
it's certainly one of the best. I know it's tough between
Compared to-
Windows
I
7.
hate Windows.
Windows 7 had better.
I don't know. I
Operation,
I
think.
can't get on with that Windows 10 like it's great.
It's got so many things that are great over previous versions. It really does. Like, it's so much more stable than Windows 7 on a lot of things, man. There was a lot of things you just could not do on Windows 7 or
Right.
XP.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And some other stuff like that. Like, that's the problem with Windows. Like, a lot of times they improve a lot of shit, but then in a lot of other ways they just fuck everything up. Like updates.
Oh no,
right?
I don't like the
Windows
fact
10
Windows
with
10
updates.
they fired a whole team for updates and compatibility.
That, yeah.
But wasn't it because they weren't meeting their quotas though? Like they had quotas they had to meet.
I don't like the fact that they're doing everything through algorithm now and freaking VM machines. That's lame.
Just too many people. How do you, if you gonna hire like more people for something the algorithm can take care of that's cheaper?
You can get a team together of a small group of people, and you can literally test and fix things easily. Barnacles has talked about that all day long. Their algorithm's a joke.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
not
they're
wrong.
putting, and what they're doing is they're putting everybody in this insider program that has no clue. They're not even technicians.
Nope. Well, not just that. Like,
And-
we don't know what version they're running. We can't.
Right.
You know, it's almost impossible to revert back to a previous version. You know, yeah, it's just so many problems. Like I said, they take a few steps forward, a few steps back. I wish they were a little
Right.
more consistent on
Precise.
how they did. Like, updates is the big thing, man. It's like, stop with this update shit, guys. Security updates being forced, fine. I don't like it, but I'll accept it. But with
I'm
every
glad
other
they're
kind
going
of
back.
update,
I'm glad
Yeah.
they're going back to service packs.
Quintuple. What the fuck?
Nice
yeah, I
kills.
almost had 6 too, but you know,
I'll take
shit
them going
happens.
back to service packs windows. I'm pretty cool with that.
yeah, that's what I want for everything other
They're
than
getting
security
away from
updates.
creator updates and now going
Yeah.
back to service packs. So the first one we're going to be getting is
Which is how they
in
should have
February.
launched Windows 10, but you know, hey, fucking, it is what it
They
is.
should have
right?
gave you an option if you wanted to have the clean, sleek edition, or you wanted the Metro apps and whatnot.
But like, let's talk about when it comes to Windows. What is up with them having features that work, and all of the underlining issues in those features are what causes the entire OS to crumble as a whole.
Oh,
Yeah.
like your printer driver?
Or
but
the
like,
creator
no, like the
update
live
breaking
stream-
sound devices and shit. Yeah,
There you go. Like that live streaming when it worked, it was
I'll be
amazing.
right back, guys.
Dude, when you live streamed on this OS,
Right.
480p looked beautiful. Like it didn't even look like 480p. It looked like it was 720, almost 1080. It was crisp. It was clean. It was stable. It looked good. But yet, because of certain situations, they had to remove it because they couldn't get their fucking driver software right. Like,
Right. Get a Titan. I'm just kidding.
God damn, dude. Like I like Windows.
Well-
I do. But
Well, they they released an update that breaks all that. Like, you know, now they're telling you to turn off all those features because it tanks your system.
right.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a very own feature of yours. Why do I have to turn
Well,
it
like-
off? When...
Their idea to having a Linux kernel backend was a great idea. That's why Windows 10 runs so smoothly.
They have a
Usually.
Ubuntu behind that, a terminal that you can run still to this
Right.
day.
Yeah, which is good, right? But where the fuck is our optimizations at that we were promised since launch for
That's
gaming?
coming.
Like,
That's coming next service pack. Supposedly they're gonna fix everything that happened with the last update.
so are we expecting a broken hot mess of shit?
No. So they said service pack updates will be their annual releases of Windows 2 times a year, and you'll get security updates to mature the update that came out. They're going back to the old way because they learned their valuable lesson doing 4 major Windows editions a year with creators updates.
Yeah.
I just wish somebody that was good at code would come out with a Linux OS that can literally handle everything and all your needs. That's all I want. Give me something that can game and give me something that can live stream simultaneously without any hitch. I'll be good. Like I can video edit on it. I can record. You know what I mean? Like I want something that can do all those things and do it good. Not this bullshit of, well, the software works good today, but you know, tomorrow we're gonna get a distro update, and it's like, fuck, they're gonna break it again. And that's the main thing about Linux right now is why it's not taking off, is because every new update
Oh, I dig
that they
that.
come out with has a risk of breaking your OS, and you have to go back in, reformat, reinstall your fucking Linux distro again for like the third or fourth time of the month.
Ubuntu is supposed to be the Linux version of Windows, technically. Because
Yeah,
Windows
but again,
makes so much stake in
it has none of the compatibility. That's the problem.
That's the thing, yeah. That's all I ever wanted is give me a Linux distro that has everything
Well,
working for
if
it,
you want
and
that,
I'll be happy.
then if you want that, then you go Pop OS. Pop OS is that way. Everything you're talking about is Pop OS. Pop OS has a whole team working on optimizations and whatnot for their distro. You don't even have to do that.
Yeah,
What,
but
and they
I
have
wanna be able to play
compatibility
my
for
games
all
without
the
using wine.
That,
Oh,
see,
no,
yeah,
like-
that's the thing. Like, yeah,
You don't have to. It's called Proton. Proton's baked into Steam.
yeah, but
on
Proton
Linux.
is not even close to perfect.
No,
what's-
it's not.
You know, And unfortunately, here's the problem, right? I think they're up to like 70% compatibility with Steam games, which
If
I don't want to
use
knock it.
Lotus, if you use Lotus and you use Proton, you're golden. I was able to run Battlefield and all that, no problem on Linux.
Yeah, but there's a lot of games that don't work though.
Yeah.
Well, because of the anti-cheat and the way it works. Yeah, no. Like
And other
Destiny 2
things,
would
too.
just crash when I was
Yeah.
testing Pop OS.
I might end up getting another drive just for Linux.
Linux,
because,
yeah, dual boot it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Because like I'm so tired of this, dude. I'm tired of it, dude. Like all I want is to be able to log in,
Oh,
play my
and
games, record, and not worry about any bloatware. And that's what I loved about Linux, is because you don't have to worry about bloatware. The shit
well, even
runs
with Windows, you can rip all the
baby
bloatware
smooth.
out. It's not that complicated. See, for me,
also
here's
we're getting an extension of Call of Duty, by the way, season 1.
Oh yeah. See,
They're giving us a 2-week extension.
Yeah, it's 2
Oh,
weeks.
are they?
Yeah.
Why though?
2 days before the Super Bowl. They said it was something to do with so many players that bought it.
I don't even know why they would end each season. Like, let people earn the stuff from the previous seasons.
That they do that so you can play during that season and earn all the shit. You see this a lot of games doing it like seasonal now, because seasonal gets more people playing,
I'm okay.
more
with
money
that,
spent.
I'm
And
okay with their season pass because you can actually earn their credits and just keep buying the season pass. Like, I already have enough for the next season anyway.
oh yeah, I'm sorry, but I mean, I like the season pass stuff. But I not the best seasonal stuff. I don't like season passes, and if this is the alternative, I take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, it is a lot of content, especially for the price. Like, I'm not mad at them. You know, this is the thing I keep going on about microtransactions and DLC and all
What's
that.
cool
It's like,
about it
what's the
is
value
you
for your
get-
dollar? And theirs is pretty good.
What I like
so.
about it is you pay $4 or something like that. You can grind, and then you get your credits, and then you can just buy the next pass when it comes out. So you really don't lose.
Oh fuck!
I mean, I see nothing but wins with this. I'm not a Call of Duty person, but I see this as a solid win for those people who like COD. Also, back to Valve real quick. Valve is not working on Left 4 Dead 3 or anything related to Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
So,
No.
up on that, people.
Yeah, which is shit. I disagree with their.
I would really like it Left 4 Dead 3. Like, I think it's a great
I really
game. I think it's
disagree.
a great game style.
They should be doing some first party stuff, like something new. It doesn't have to be Left 4 Dead. They just should do something new.
They might, but we don't really know.
I'm tired of them
Valve's
working
not
on
open.
VR. I get it, but it's like everybody wants first party games. Give what the fans want. That's why I'm saying Valve takes 10 steps forward and 10 steps back.
It's true. Like, I want to see. Here's the thing. It's not so much that they're not releasing the games I want that bothers me. Okay, like the gaming thing, that's like That's like my third issue. That's not even that big of a deal to me. It's the fact that they're not even trying to make games that are different. They're just trying to rely on the hype of their previously developed games, and I'm just like, they could do better than that.
More behind
Valve
us.
is better than that. Whether people want to see that or not, I mean, it's up to them. But like, I don't see why we need to be relying on half-baked games that aren't even fucking fully featured, right? Like, they're acting like the free-to-play market should take precedent, and it's like, what? I can't even get in there, guys. I'm trying to get in there, but it's not happening.
Yeah, well, I just got my ult, but
Also,
it died, so.
anyone watching the Watchmen HBO show or no? Because that's not going to season 2.
Apparently not, because it's not getting a season 2. I mean, who didn't
even
call
give
that
show
one?
a chance, dog. I'm
No,
not gonna
dude,
lie.
I heard way too many bad things about it, so yeah, I just couldn't care less. And that's a shame, because the Watchmen movie was fucking amazing.
I watched the show. I liked it for what it was, but not everybody did, and I understand why it got canceled.
I mean, the thing is, it goes back to like, I don't think you can really. it goes back to like the original Watchmen story, where I don't think you can do a sequel to the original Watchmen comic or the movie. So because this HBO Watchmen thing was supposed to be a sequel to Watchmen, but it's like you can't really do it as like a
Really wasn't a sequel.
sequel to.
It wasn't really a sequel. It's more of a prequel. And
They
the
said it was
problem
a
was
sequel, like the events
problem.
of like the comic slash movie.
No, it was more of a prequel, and
Yeah,
the
it was a
problem
prequel.
was more.
No,
The
it wasn't.
problem was
It was a sequel because in the sequel in the
Oh,
HBO
that's right. That's
Watchmen,
right.
they talked
Because
about
Rorschach's
being
dead.
dead
Yeah.
and all that.
it was
Yeah.
more of a prequel to me when I watched it than anything. It was way
How
before
would
the
you get that
movie.
idea? How would you get that idea? Because Rorschach's dead. Rorschach, the comedian, and the two other
Well,
characters
it was a
are gone.
retelling, and why it failed the way it did is because they tried to tell a different story and it just didn't sit right.
Well, yeah, because it's like it goes into because the author of the original Watchmen says that you can't really do an adaptation of Watchmen. Never mind, really a sequel.
They could. It's just that the adaptation that they tried to do here just failed. They could do
Yeah.
it better next time. They'll probably go back to the drawing board somewhere somehow.
I don't know about that. I think the original Watchmen comic is probably one of the most popular comics like of that time period. The movie was decent.
Yeah, I
I
think
know a lot
so.
of people had some problems with the movie. The movie was decent. So I think you should just leave it there, man, because it's just like, what can you do? Like maybe a Watchmen TV show of the original comic, maybe, but it's like I don't know, man.
That's even tough because
Why did we have so many Spider-Man things? Why so many different series of it? They'll just go back to the drawing board.
here's the
fix
thing though.
it.
Spider-Man is a
Spider-Man is
lot
different
more
than
popular
Watchmen.
than Watchmen. Yeah, that's the thing. Or that's one of the
Spider-Man's
things.
way more different. Like Watchmen didn't even the movie didn't even do that well.
Fuck.
The movie became pop.
Oh, that's
The
not what
movie
I
was
wanted
one of
to do.
those like the Watchmen movie became popular once the movie was like I think like didn't sell well and it was out.
No, it was
like,
it was
5 years
popular when it
later.
came out, but it wasn't like
It was
Spider-Man popular. Yeah, it did gain. It had a very strong cult following, and then it did get way more popular as time went
In
on.
age.
But it wasn't like it failed when it launched. It was a good release. It's just it was again, it's not a very well-known franchise. It is no Spider-Man or Batman or Superman or whatever. Like there's just
And also it's just like what can you do? Like you can't really do a Watchmen sequel though, or even a prequel. You can't really do because Watchmen takes place during the Cold War, so it's like you can't really do a prequel to Watchmen.
Well, you could, but it would be something like the first gen when the comedian had first started out with the other one, the what's her name's mom and the Mothman, or was it Mothman and that kind of shit. But yeah, I mean it wouldn't have the pull because it wouldn't have all the characters that made it great, like fucking.
They did do a prequel comic to Watchmen though, and it didn't do that well. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean
That's why I'm saying I think Watchmen was. Watchmen was a one-time hit.
Oh.
No matter how good the movie was, like the movie was great, but it's like I think Watchmen was just like a one-time hit. And it's not like in the sequels, like you couldn't really tell that was Watchmen, like through this sequel that HBO did. So,
well, it's certainly.
What about the HBO sequel was Watchmen to you? Because Watchmen took its whole Cold War shit to the full level. So it's like you can't do Watchmen, but it's current year, blah blah.
I mean, there would definitely be some
I
problematic
didn't follow
elements
Watchmen
of,
like that to begin with, so I just watched the show for watching the show.
Yeah,
I didn't follow it like that.
A lot of people wanted watch it because they were hoping they would like have an amazing sequel to the original movie / comic.
You know what was really good was the Umbrella Company. If you ever get a chance to see it, it's pretty good. If you like
was that the
watching,
TV show that's supposed to be Resident Evil?
No, the Umbrella Company is like a side comic to a bigger story or whatever. I don't know which one though, but it kind of reminded me in the vein of the Watchmen. It's like a bunch of orphans get adopted by this dude that sees them for their special abilities, and he ends up buying this small little umbrella company in Britain or whatever the fuck they're at, and he ends up taking all of his money and investing into them, teaching them how to learn, how to live, and they all have different abilities, and they freaking straight up kill people. Like it's a pretty fucking badass show. If you ever get a chance, I think it's Netflix. I think.
Uh-oh. Fuck. God damn.
Yeah,
What?
but I mean, the original appeal to me though, like, because the very first thing I saw Watchmen is why I didn't like the HBO. I saw like the cop had a lock on his gun, and I'm like, dude, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like I've seen some absurd things in like movies and all that stuff, but it's like, what the fuck? No one would practically say cops should have locks on their guns, so they
Hang
have
on,
to
guys.
call in to activate him.
We just lost the stream.
By the
I
way,
have-
Brimstone, I went into mind into it. I finally gave it a chance. I went in
Rick
with
and
no
Morty's a
mind
great
in it,
show. What do you?
with a not giving a shit mind. Don't know about that one.
I'm gonna start
No, it's
throwing hands now,
better.
bro.
No, it's. I'm sorry to get over it. It's better.
No, you're
I don't know
Way better than
if I want
Aqua
to
Teen
watch
Hunger Force.
if I want to watch dark humor. There's other comedies out there that that are cartoon wise that have dark humor. Like what was that show? Ren and Stimpy, the adult version was pretty dark in their humor back in the day.
Yeah, but
When it
Rick and
was on
Morty's just
Spike.
like Rick and Morty's just like on another level. So
I don't know about that. That's there's other shows I feel, in my opinion, cartoon wise, that had dark humor.
that had dark humor, but was that any good?
Yeah, they were good. Archer was
Maybe.
pretty good in my opinion.
Archer was hilarious.
So
Yeah.
was Ren and Stimpy. The adult version was pretty dark in humor.
I think Rick and Morty's better than
I mean,
Archer.
sorry,
I couldn't get into Archer, honestly. Like, I tried my best to get into that show because of Kurosaurus. Like,
C Lab 2021.
C
was the
Lab
other one.
2021 is pretty amazing. Yeah, I like that. I don't know. I just couldn't get into Archer. Like, I tried my best. Kira was like, "Come on, sit out here, Bram, and watch it with me." So we set up all night watching it, and I fell asleep. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I
The
got to like
Brack
episode
show
4 or
had
5.
pretty dark humor in it to a certain extent.
I think we're good now. I fucking hope so. All right.
Yeah, but I was waiting for it to start up again before I say anything.
Oh, whoops. That's fuck. Wait, where are you, Blue?
I got bored of Overwatch, so
Oh, all right. Well, fuck it. Anyway,
sorry, Overwatch is boring.
it's fun to play, dude, and it's easy. So it's easy to talk with it going. So
I
fuck
don't
it.
care. I got bored, so
Fine, play your fucking Elder Scrolls, bro. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not playing Elder Scrolls.
Play your
dude.
crashing Skyrim. Mod it till it crashes.
You don't mod it enough at that point.
JC, let me know if it says it's going on everything my end, both OBS and YouTube, so I'm assuming
I
we're
want to
good.
try that.
But
I want to
if
try
it's
that.
not, just let me
What
know.
is it? That World War Z game.
Yeah, I have it installed. If you ever want to play it, man.
Yeah, I heard it
wanna
was pretty
try
good.
it.
I was gonna check it out, but I saw it was an Epic, and I was like, "Yikes, dude, I'm good."
Yeah, here's the name Epic, and he's like, no.
I mean,
Yes,
you know.
that's how it works. If I hear a game's Epic, that's Epic. Well, every game's exclusive. I just toss it away. I'm like, no, dude, I'm good.
It's good. He can sit on the sidelines and watch us play it. It's good.
Hey, I do it too.
Well,
So
clearly, clearly, a lot of people did because that game didn't sell well at all. So
Still hitting the streams up though. Like if you go to the streams, like the communities for those games are pretty massive.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it may not have sold well at launch.
Our
but-
our boy Junie plays it all the time now. He bought it and he's looking for a group to play.
yeah, but the thing is, it's like it's Epic, and that's what makes it unappealing.
I mean,
So,
I'm right there with Blue. Like, I just cannot support the Epic Game Store. Like, even in its as bad as every other, whatever launcher / distro platform, whatever you want to call them, is. Like, the one thing that none of the other ones do is third-party exclusives, and that is something I do not want to see in gaming, or in PC gaming, period, because it's a cancer. So I just can't support them while they're doing it. So, I am willing to give up playing a few games on the Epic Store while they're pulling this bullshit. You know, and I don't begrudge people who don't. You know, it's like, you
I
know,
think
some people
people are
just
just
want
making
to
a
play.
bad choice. That's all it is.
You know, but people make bad choices all the time. That's the thing. It's like we were talking about
Exactly.
this. We were
You
just talking
minute.
about this the other day, Blue. It's like nobody can keep to their principles 100% because life isn't perfect like that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. My
sometimes.
statement has been I'm just gonna game on whatever it is, and I go where the friends are. If I have a friend that's playing it, I'm gonna go pick it up anyway and play it.
I have a standard of somewhat, and I don't want, and I'm not gonna play a game on a little dumpster. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
But
That's cool. I respect that. That's cool.
It's like I
you
will
know,
probably
it's
never
like I
buy
said,
it.
I'll never buy Nvidia for the same reason, and I have a real The only people I have a problem with who buy Nvidia are the people like Rags who will, you know, hammer on bad practices in gaming, but then support a company like Nvidia who is, I mean, as bad as third-party exclusives are, I think what Nvidia does is actually way worse. But you
I
know,
don't know.
that's
I've supported a lot of bad companies over my lifetime
it
and
happens, man.
companies.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know, like I said,
it's okay
life
to
ain't.
make
It's
their
one
own
of the
decisions.
reasons why I stopped my whole crusade on bad practices. Really, it's because, you know, like what you just said is the reason why I saw that too, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm doing the
It's
same
okay.
thing pretty much, so I need to stop that.
It's okay to
I mean, this is the thing.
support Epic.
Everybody
I
has
mean,
their own
I just think
individual lines for each thing. You know,
Yeah.
I
it's
just
like
think you're making a bad choice. That's
just
all it
like when
is.
me and oh shut up, Blue. Just like when me and
No, I'm not.
Lone, just like when me and Lone were talking about Call of Duty. Like his personal line was because
Fuck.
a certain game mode wasn't in all releases. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's not my personal line. I certainly don't like it, but Call of Duty had done
Do you mean
enough good
Well,
things that
I'll
I
say
think
you
it
this.
said
warranted
you mean
my
Jays? Do you mean Jays?
Jace. Yeah,
Because
sorry, Jace. Yeah, sorry, not Lone, Jace. My bad. Um, but yeah, you know, that's his personal line. My personal line was not quite his, and that's okay. You know, like I said, everybody can have their own personal line, and it can change too, because like I said, the life isn't perfect. You know, there's a whole bunch of gray area, and you know, my favorite example is The Witcher, because you know, CD Projekt Red does a whole bunch of great things, like not putting DRM in their games and not releasing them exclusively, and
whatever. For some reason, everything went quiet.
Oh,
fuck me, man.
we were talking. I don't. Fuck it. I don't. You know what? It's good. Whatever. Go ahead and go female mode, Blue. It's fine.
No, it's like I don't get what you're saying. You're saying I'm saying Epic's bad for the industry, and you're like, I agree with you, but what? And it's like, what do you mean? Like, what are you trying to
No,
get
no,
at? You're
no,
saying
no. I'm not saying I agree with you. What?
What's going on with OBS? It keeps just fucking dropping connection for some reason.
sounds like
Like
your
even when
AMD rigs are from.
no, like because Windows actually gave me a notification about it that OBS had
Yeah, I
dropped and
think
then
it's
had to
talking about Epic
reconnect.
Games. You know.
I think it has
Yeah,
to do with the
Epic is
new
coming
update.
from.
Yep. Well, JC says the Epic Game Store and Nvidia are shutting our stream down for talking shit. I would not surprise me, bro. It would
They're
not
probably
fucking
gonna be
surprise me.
arresting me for treason.
But yeah, thanks, Arrow.
Epic's poison, so I wanted to fail. So I know a lot of people
I don't want to
love this.
see. I don't want to see that because then it hurts the game industry. More companies go out of business.
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't like. Okay, as they are now, sure. Like I would prefer them fail than them succeed. But what I'd rather happen is that them fail just enough that they stop with this exclusive bullshit.
They won't stop. Have you seen Tim Sweeney? He
No.
talks about he's gonna push on his crusade no matter what.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. It's
I mean, he's on a crusade. Like Tim Sweeney's
yes,
not a
he
businessman.
is,
He's on a crusade.
and I don't like it. But hey, man, it's you know if a whole bunch like because look at what happened with Red Dead, and you know the same thing will probably happen with Metro. What's the latest Metro?
That
Last
game,
light, run it.
No,
no,
Last Light was the
so 20. It's a 2033. Lol, no.
Metro
Eco
20.
Whatever the new
something
one
or
was.
other.
See, we forgot about it. That's how bad the Epic deal was. I didn't even the game basically escaped my memory.
Dude,
Anyway.
just because we forgot a name means Epic's doing bad. What?
No,
excuse me?
he's got a point. Like he's got a point.
It's also on the Xbox Game Pass on PC.
Yeah,
Yeah, but a lot of people
but
don't use in the Windows Store too. But anyway, that's all ancillary to the point. The point is that if they have enough of these failures where Steam, the launch on Steam outsells their launch, even though the launch on Steam was months later and shit like that. You know, they might very well reconsider their shit, and that's what I want to have happen. If I could pick a perfect scenario, that's what I'd have.
I don't think they would reconsider though. Like I have no faith
We don't
in
know
Epic
that
in
though.
that regard.
This is the thing, we don't know.
When has Epic ever compromised and went back on something?
Man, I don't fucking know, but you know,
See?
stranger things have happened, bro. You can't just discount it wholesale, because it's not
If
like
Tim Sweeney left the company or got fired, maybe I could see it. But Tim Sweeney
no,
is
because here's the thing, right? He's not the end all be all. He is beholden to shareholders and all sorts of shit. You know, if this keeps happening, say this happens another 2 or 3 times, right? Say Borderlands does really well on Steam, although it did well on Epic, but Borderlands does equally well on Steam.
We've seen the numbers. It's like it wasn't as well as they said it was. Like
No, but
Randy
they did
Pitchford
well.
was talking of
It
his
was like
ass.
it was like 1.9 million copies sold. So
Yeah, it
that's
did well,
not
but
bad. What's up, Xanath? Oh, Darklace. Is that you on? It's Bart. Is that him on Overwatch? Anyway, and then say, you know, like I said, it already fucking happened with Red Dead Redemption 2. Let's see how it happens with Metro. Like, and then maybe 1 or 2 more games, and we might very well have a point. We might very well get to the point where shareholders and high-level board members start telling him, it's like, dude, I don't care that you think, you know, I don't care what crusade you're on. We are not getting the market share we should, and it looks like this is part of the problem. So you better change it, or we're gonna, because they have powers, man. You know, it doesn't matter. Like, you can own the entire majority shareholder of a company, and that doesn't mean that you can just do whatever the fuck you want. Once you've started taking on shareholders, like, there's a whole bunch of things that can be done to either boot you out of power or, you know, something like that. So, you know, yeah, like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen,
when that happens,
but
sure, but it's not happening anytime soon. Tim's
no, Bart, shit, no, social. Were you Dark Lace? I think, was it Dark Lace? Who the fuck? There was somebody trying to get into our game on Overwatch, and I didn't recognize him. I think it was Dark
Yeah, we
Lace.
should probably move on from the all Epic thing because it's just not gonna end.
Anyway, you know,
I've kind of let it end at this point.
Yeah, it is what it is. So.
Yep, I agree.
So in some funnier news, but this does have an ancillary connection to
Video games.
Video games, yeah. So Pornhub is being sued by a deaf user because they are not putting closed captioning on their videos. As if somebody wants to read a bunch of like, God, man. But the way this is
story, damn it!
Right?
He's
Like,
lore.
I
He
really
needs
need.
some lore.
Hey, man, I really need to know if that, you know, pizza guy delivers that pizza, man. I mean, come on, dude. There's got to be a progression to the story, right?
No, it's Step Brother. It's
Come
like
on,
we know.
man. Just because a cute young man comes into the fucking room with a pizza box doesn't mean there's gonna be a dick in it. Gosh.
But
No, it's Step Brother porn.
the connection to video games is there was a law passed at the end of Obama's tenure where, and I can't remember, I think it specifies all media, but it certainly it went into effect for video games, and this is the reason that a lot of games have been coming out without regular text chat and shit. The law specifies that if a media, whatever piece of media does not have text to, I think it's interactive media, doesn't have text to speech support for regular chat and voice to text support for voice chat, then it's run afoul of the Peoples with Disabilities something or other act, and it's illegal. And this is going to start affecting video games because some of those things, like text to speech, isn't all that complicated, although it is mightily complicated when you're talking about the kind of shit that people say in voice chat. Like, it's all fucking memes and shortcuts and shit like that. The voice to text shit, that's gonna be the big one. And it's all like, God, voice to text, who the fuck is that gonna help? Right? And especially text to speech, because text to speech would be for blind users who can't read text chat. But what fucking blind users are playing video games?
Actually, quite a few.
No, and even if they are playing video games, fine, fair enough, but they're certainly not playing the kind of games that have text chat. They're not playing World of Warcraft or Overwatch or fucking, any kind of competitive multiplayer thing that would have text chat that actually matters. Like, dude, yeah, this is going to start affecting video games, and it's going to be bad because it's forcing developers to include shit that has to be paid. Like, you got to code all this shit, and a lot of it's not fucking easy to do. And yeah,
Could he say thanks, Obama?
Well, yeah, I don't know if it was specifically Obama, but certainly he didn't help. I mean, he certainly approved it. I mean, he signed the bill into a law, and it was certainly a lot of his policy pushes that were getting this kind of stuff, the groundwork for this kind of stuff rolling. But yeah, it's and I love the activists who are pushing for this kind of stuff, and they're using, like, it's the same people who say that games like Dark Souls need an easy mode because handicapped people aren't going to be able to play them, or whatever the excuse is. And they don't.
There's tons of handicapped people who play them relatively well, though.
That's the thing. It has nothing to do with handicapped people. They don't give two shits about handicapped people. All they care about is trying to get games to do what they want it to do. They're using it as an excuse to try and mold games the way they think they should be. And I've had this argument with people on Reddit and a whole bunch of other, because they'll say, oh, this game is too hard. And it's like, yeah, okay, wait a minute. What about the games that are too easy? Like, or how hard is too hard? Because if you're trying, they'll all say inclusivity, right? Oh, it's got to be inclusive. It's like, inclusive. It's like, okay, inclusive to how many people? Should an infant be able to play it? Because that's not being inclusive if they can't play.
What if it's a raid in a game, and if they can't play it, dog?
Should a completely mentally disabled person be able? Somebody with the IQ of like 10? Like, do they need to be included too? Because if we're doing that, then anything above checkers is too difficult. We're not gonna, it's not gonna be inclusive. Like, blind people, should every game be able to be played by a blind person? And this is where their argument falls apart. It's like, no, dude, it's either one of two things. It's like you're either saying you want to be inclusive because that's the excuse, or the other thing I see is that a game is too hard for a certain person, so they say it's too hard for everybody and it needs to be changed because they need it, or they want it to be easier for them. Fuck.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, bro, there's a guy that can barely move his hands and uses his tongue to play PUBG. Yeah, dude, there's been a bunch of those. Like the guy who played, I can't remember if it was Dark Souls or Bloodborne or one of them, but it was one of those.
I mean, there's
with,
guys who play Counter-Strike who don't have hands. They use their mouth as like the weird controller thing. It's actually very interesting. Like, handicapped people have ways to play games.
And all the better on them, dude, because these guys, they're what's up, dude. Like, game on, bro. You're the shit if you can do that. Like, I loved the big thing came out about, it wasn't Dark Souls because that was too long ago, but it was like, but what was the game? Bloodborne or something like that, where people were saying it was too difficult and handicapped people and all this, and then some guy beat the first boss using nothing but his tongue or something like that, and it was just like, these fucking game devs are telling people that they need to fucking change their game, and then this handicapped guy comes along and says, yeah, get good, scrubs. Because he can fucking do it with no hands, or, whatever the fuck he was doing it with. So, yeah.
That's because the majority of handicapped people don't want to be catered to, dude.
Right?
They want to be treated like everybody else.
Also, they're people who are handicapped. Yeah, sure, they have a disadvantage while playing games, but they end up doing really well. That's the thing.
No, not all of them, for sure, but just like not all. Oh, Sekiro. Thank you, JC Gaming. It was Sekiro. Yeah, the first boss of Sekiro, he beat, with just his tongue or just his mouth or whatever it was. Like, it was fucking badass, dude.
I
like,
mean,
right after that article released.
They treat handicapped people like they're just
Yeah, like they're
deficient human
children.
beings.
Yeah, like they're children. Like they need everything to be catered for them because they can't handle it. And it's just like, dude, if I was handicapped, I'd be furious if somebody was trying to do that shit with me. Furious, bro.
I mean, you see that now. The more they try to cater to people with handicap disabilities, like that, where they treat them like children, the more they hate it and feel like outsiders. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Yep. You know, it's fuck, man. It's irritating as fuck. I hate it. And, you know,
It's one of those
but
reasons why like kids with disabilities just always want to just say like they just want to be treated like everyone else. They don't want to be special. Ah.
but, you know, like I said, we're going to start seeing the cuz the law came into effect. I don't know if it's already in effect or if it's scheduled to be in effect in like, you know, a couple years or something like that. But yeah, it's going to start affecting games for real pretty soon, and man, I rue the day because it's not going to work out well.
I mean, hey, Rev, what do you think of all this? Because you've been kind of quiet about it.
I have nothing to add to the topic, man.
I think anybody who views a disabled person as just that, a disabled person, and then try to give them special treatment, I think that makes them more of a hypocrite versus what they're trying to actually go against on an ideal that handicapped people can't gain.
Oh, fuck.
Like, it's fucking stupid, dude. That's what I think. Like, nobody has the fucking balls to say this shit out loud. They're just trying to, like, appear, you know, to be on this moral high road. When, like, I've got friends that are handicapped that don't have... I got friends that don't have a left arm. I got friends that don't have a set of legs because of fucking illnesses that we're born with. Like, it's fucking dumb, dude. Like, this idea that they can't game because of their physical incapabilities. There's people with mental shit that like to play fucking Rocket League that are pros at Rocket League.
Yeah.
People with mental shit that, you know, are obsessed with Minecraft. All they do is play fucking Minecraft. And they love that shit. You know what I mean? Like, the idea that they can't fucking game is dumb, dude. Like, I don't know where these fucking dumbass developers have come from, dude.
Well, it's not, and it's not just that, right? It's just like anything else. Like, yeah, certain people with certain handicaps won't be able to play certain games. Like, it'd be really hard for a deaf person to play a rhythm game. But it's just like anything else. I can't play certain kinds of games because my mind just doesn't work like that. Like, real-time strategy games, like, once they get to a certain level of complication, that they just go beyond me because I'm good at zooming in on one character and doing, you know, everything with one character. I just can't split my shit above like that. You know, it's like not everybody can play competitive first-person shooters because they don't have the reflexes or the precision or whatever it is. Like, this shit is, it's just like anything else. Like, they say it like handicapped people are special, and yeah, fair enough, they are in some regards, but in, you know, if you look at it realistically, it's like it's just like anybody else. They might be a little more limited than other people, but it's not like regular people aren't limited too.
Also, tons of handicapped people who play strategy games, so it's like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, there's always a company out there for someone, right? Controllers, keyboards, mice, you name it.
And the only thing that, I mean, look what Microsoft did. They opened more controller options for the Xbox. So, I mean, that's all they can do is just give more, like, control options.
Well, they have that one the one controller they have that are made for disability, you know, inept people. And I thought that was cool as shit. I was like, yo, Microsoft's coming out with clutch. Like, they're trying to help people game better, not fucking dumb down Halo just because it's too hard for them. You know what I mean? They're giving them the tools to succeed.
To compete on an even playing field. Yeah.
They're not dumbing the playing field down for their needs. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I have respect for.
I mean, it's like, it would be like saying cars shouldn't exist because people without hands can't drive cars. You know, oh, well, cars should be available to everybody. It's like, well, no, they're not. If you're blind, you can't drive. If you don't have the reflexes, you can't drive. Like, if
you don't have good eyesight, you can't drive.
There's an infinite number of things that can prevent somebody from driving a car, but that doesn't mean that the people who can shouldn't be able to enjoy driving a car because some people can't. So, yeah,
it's true.
Go ahead, Blue.
Also, Uber exists, so it's not like you really need to drive because people but less people are driving nowadays. More people
Lyft,
take Uber.
Uber, like there's a lot now.
That's the thing. More people are Ubering it than driving.
True.
Like crazy enough. So it's like the whole old car people without cars or whatever. It's like, are you sure, man? People just Uber and Lyft
Well,
now.
this is the thing. You know, the market provides solutions, man. People think that we need laws to change this stuff, and it's like, man, we really don't for a lot of this. For most things, as long as there's a need somewhere, somebody in the marketplace will come up with a solution to help these people out or to give them a utility or something that allows them to utilize the same functions without, you know, despite them not being able to use it. It happens all the fucking time. But, you know, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah.
I just feel bad for the developers. Like I said, like some of this shit is fucking expensive to implement and difficult, and you know, games are gonna start suffering because of it. Like, no doubt. And I don't want to see that happen. You know, because that's the thing. Gaming is one of the most inclusive forces in the world. I can't think of hardly anything else besides gaming.
It was inclusive before inclusive was a thing. Dog.
Yeah.
Like.
And for so many, like, God, man, it doesn't matter what you like, what kind of game, what kind of style, what kind of controls, there is a game for you. And most likely, there's probably a few dozen for you. Even if you were to narrow it down to the most, you know, tiny niche type interest available, there are still probably no less than a dozen games that are exactly what you're looking for.
I mean, visual novels exist for a reason.
Yeah.
You know,
and
I mean,
like, there's so many different types of games out there for everyone. Like, people who want like more of an interactive book, they have visual novels and those point-and-click games or whatever.
And for people like me, there's fast-paced, competitive first-person shooters, and for the people like, you know, I know Sargon of Akkad, he loves his fucking, you know, strategy games. The more complicated, the better. And it's like, yeah, I don't like those games, but he does. And thank God there is something like gaming where all of our different interests can be included in one giant umbrella. But, you know.
I mean, yeah, gaming's more inclusive, though, so. To your point there, really.
God, I mean, like, my favorite example of this is the EVO tournament. Like, man, just a silly fighting game tournament once a year over, you know, the more popular fighting games that have come out, and you get hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people watching from all over the fucking world. We had every continent. The not last year, but the year before, we were sounding off what country and shit. We had every continent represented. We had almost every country in. We certainly had every country, like North America, Europe, almost all of Asia except for like North Korea. A whole bunch of African countries, like, dude, all these people just gathered around to watch a silly fucking fighting game tournament. It's like, damn, dude, show me something else that gets people to come together like that from fucking every walk of life, dude. Every single one, man. You know, because you talk with people in you know, voice chat and games and stuff, and it's like, fuck, they're so different. But anyway. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Anything else on the docket, or?
Yeah, there was one more.
I feel like that would be. Oh, that was a good one, a really good one to end on.
Nah, man. Well, how long have we been going? Oh shit! I think we've been going for almost 2 hours, but I can't see the YouTube thing. But yeah, I mean, we could go to. I think there was one more thing. Somebody check the Blue. You're not playing with us. Check the YouTube because I think there was one more thing in the title that we haven't talked about yet.
I don't know. Was it the censorship thing about that one Japanese game?
No, I didn't put that in the title. No, there was something else.
And Humble Bundle's fire relief average.
Oh yeah. So just to let everybody know, if you want to, as opposed to donating to the e-thought for helping, because you guys heard about that, right? The chick who was selling her nudes to pay to help with the wildlife relief fund something or other for the Australian
That's awesome.
fires. Which I mean she's getting a lot of hate for it, but yeah, I mean power to her, man. Like fuck it, I don't give a fuck. That's
She's actually helping somebody else out with her body, dude. That's
right.
fucking
You
dope,
know,
dude.
like
Respect.
fuck it. Yeah, that's of all the things to sell nude pictures for. That's at least got to be one of the best ones I've ever seen. So
Bitcoin's day market, right?
Right. But no, Humble Bundle is offering a Humble Bundle for that the proceeds go to the same thing, helping the Australian wildfires, the relief fund for Australian wildfires. So if you want to get a bunch of cool games and help save the Australian wildlife, check it out.
And not save the spiders, of course.
What's on the
No.
bundle?
I did not check. I just saw the launch for it. I didn't actually check it.
I think there's a lot of good games on there, though.
Maybe Blue could help us out here with the.
I'll have to go check it even in the middle of a game. That's fine.
Well, you're the one that got out of our game, man. I don't know what you were thinking.
No,
Gotcha,
I'm all down
bitches.
for that, dude. If she's like popping her boobies out there to make money for somebody else's cause, fuck it, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah, if only more Twitch thoughts could be like her.
The estimated value, I think it says like it's like $400. Is the estimated value of
For
this,
the Humble Bundle?
Yeah, the one.
Jesus.
It said 29 games, $420 in value.
Damn, that's a lot of games, bro. 29 games? Jesus.
It's Hollow Knight. Damn, you got a lot of cool indie games here. A lot of sleeper hits.
No, JC, we did
probably.
not talk about the NSA warning about Windows 10. That was interesting. And the funny part was that Microsoft released a patch for it, and the patch doesn't work.
What's the NSA warning? The hell?
That there was a
It was
huge,
so bad the NSA had to drop a warning, dog.
yeah, a huge security vulnerability in the current distro of Windows 10. So that'll be an interesting, and like I said, the new patch they put out specifically for it does not work. So people will have to keep apprised of the situation on that, because that's obviously gonna have some big impacts on what's going on. So anything else real quick while we finish off this last round before
Good, bro.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
good.
that's it.
Rev's soul looks like it's leaving his body as we speak.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna buy this bundle. Like, not gonna lie. If for nothing else, $400 is about as much as I want from this.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. That's a big deal, and it's for a good cause. So
I mean, there was something positive about Australia burning.
and hopefully it gets rid of the
Damn.
fires.
I'm kidding. Relax.
Maybe if she made Twitch more money, they wouldn't have cared. Well, certainly. I mean, you know, that's what it shows so far
She
with
should have
like
sold.
alinity and shit. So yeah.
She should have
Fuck.
sold pictures of her with her dog going doggy style. And maybe Twitch would have
Bro,
supported her.
Which Twitch thought is this? This is for research.
I don't know if I don't even know if it is a Twitch thought or not. I just know that she was in the E thought.
There's a
I
lot
think
of e-thoughts,
she's
so.
just an Instagram
Model.
and yeah, I don't know if she's sold nudes before or anything like that. I just
She
know
was
that.
looking for an inspirational quote under it.
Yeah, all I know is that she started selling a pack of her nudes, and it was for the Wildlife Relief Fund. So
Damn, dog, a
yeah,
pack?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know some models that I was following was giving fans only shit. Like anything they made out of it, they were giving it to the relief fund.
Oh, fuck you, McCree.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who did that though. So I mean, yeah, this is great.
Yeah, just go on my freaking Twitter timeline. You'll see everything. It's all great. It's all gravy.
It's all gravy, baby.
It's time to stop. You just said that.
It's all gravy, baby. Shit, yeah.
I don't know. You just said it's all gravy, so.
Yeah, you can get to see the titties. You get to see a bunch of shit on my timeline. It's great.
Hey man, that's the
I mean,
best
true
kind.
artistry.
Oh yeah, man.
Let me know when your ult is up. I'll go in behind them and fucking
Yeah,
drop my
I'm at, like,
frost.
I'm at like 50%.
Go
so.
for it. Or do it now. Do it now. Do it now.
Dude, I'm not even there yet. Hold on.
Oh fuck it, I'm going in.
No, it's only you two. Don't go in. Don't go in. Hang back. Hang back.
Hey man, I give it all to these tennis stars too, man. They're giving up half of their proceeds of their winnings. Trina's gonna give up 2.5
Damn,
million
really?
to
I
it.
didn't even get my ult out. What the fuck? And it still counted. Son of a bitch.
Fuck. Ah, god damn it, man. These guys are on
I
it.
think LeBron James is giving up 3 million towards that shit.
Oh, 3 million. Come on, LeBron.
You're like,
was a
we can
good
do better than
game.
that, LeBron.
I mean, you make more money, LeBron. So
Like the whole Lakers team's giving up like literally 15 million, something like that, towards the cause. Wow, McCree camping in a corner. That's the way to end it right there.
Well, alright. Oh, sorry, I didn't leave as a group. Oh well. Well, that looks like that's going to be the show, guys. Thanks for watching. Is anybody going to be doing overtime?
You know I will be.
you can do a little bit.
Alright, yeah, so probably give us a little bit and we'll go for overtime. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in a little bit. Have a good fucking day.